Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a CWPA Network remote broadcast of the Missouri Valley Division Regional Tournament hosted by St. Louis University. Our free regular season remote broadcast is brought to you by Cap 7 and the Collegiate Water Polo Association. I'm Scott Samuel David Weiss. It's Saturday, September 29, 2018. We're bringing you Missouri Division action from the Simon Rec Center at the campus of St. Louis University in St. Louis, Missouri. As this game will feature in the dark caps the host St. Louis Billikens, and in the white caps Missouri Science and Technology. St. Louis is 1-3 in the division. Missouri S&T is 0-4. Missouri S&T is located in Rolla, Missouri. That's about 104 miles from here at Simon Rec Center. We'll have 4 quarters of regulation, 7 minutes each. The officials for this tournament: Andy Matson, Ray Krankamp, and Matt Kessler is the evaluator. St. Louis is going left to right in dark. Missouri Science and Technology right to left in white. And it'll be possession St. Louis. St. Louis is actually the last club in this division to defeat Lindenwood A in a non-forfeited Missouri Valley game. It was back in 2011, the first place game, 12-10. We'll go out of play. Will be goal throw for the Miners, looking for its first win of the season. These two teams faced each other on September 8th at Washington St. Louis. The Billikens defeated Missouri S&T 12-6. It will be a 2-meter corner for MST. As you see, the cone closer to the goal is the 2-meter marker, the other one is 5-meter. Got 6 minutes and change to go in the opening quarter. St. Louis in dark and Missouri Science and Technology in white. The Miners with it. The 2-meter to the middle of the pool. St. Louis comes up with the interception. It'll actually be MST ball. 6 minutes to go in the first quarter, no score yet. The first 2 games had plenty of goals. A good stop there for the Billiken keeper. Sorry, we do not have the rosters present for this one, but this looks to be a great game. Possibly closer than our first 2, 17-11 and 26-2. That is out of play, goal throw for Missouri Science and Technology. First game of the day, Lindenwood B defeated Washington St. Louis 17-11. It was 11-4 entering the fourth quarter in favor of Lindenwood B. Our second game, Lindenwood A defeated Missouri 26-2. It'll be an exclusion on St. Louis, player up for the Miners. 22nd power play here, the first man advantage. But the shot clock started a little late. Fired. It was off the post. There'll be a goal throw for the Billikens. In varsity sports, St. Louis is in the Atlantic 10, a former rival of Temple University. Temple's now in the American Athletic Conference. St. Louis, not too long ago, had been good in basketball. Also had been coached by the late Rick Majerus. 4.5 minutes to go in the opening quarter, still no score. Missouri Science and Technology with the ball going right to left. And is picked off by the Billikens. St. Louis's lone win this season was 12-6 against these Miners. Its losses 25-3 against Lindenwood A, 18-10 to Missouri, 24-8 against Wash U of St. Louis. This is a more defensive battle right now. Shot clock at 7. We get interference here. Oh, that's an easy opportunity! And that's how you get it done if you're the Billikens. Right in front, able to just slide it through. Good start for the host Billikens. 3:53 now to go on the quarter. St. Louis and Dark up 1-0. Then it'll be possession for St. Louis. Now shot fired, saved by the keeper. And St. Louis will come up with a loose change with under 3 minutes to play in our opening quarter. Fire to the left side and through. 2-0 Billikens on the goal by Cap 11. St. Louis and Dark 2. Missouri Science and Technology and White nothing it with 2:37 to go in our opening period. Ordinary foul. Pardon the technical difficulties there. Momentarily got that fixed. St. Louis ball. Lindenwood A has won this division 6 years in a row. St. Louis, the last school not named Lindenwood to win the division back in 2011. And that finds the left side of the net. And St. Louis is up 3-0 and a goal by Cat 17. About 2 minutes or so to go in our opening period. About minute 59. So both of these clubs after this game will have one more in the day in the pool. MST will take on Lindenwood A at 6:45 Central. At 7:45 p.m. Central, the Billikens against McKendree. McKendree is coming up on the CWPA network against Lindenwood B. Good save by this keeper. Doing a great job so far, especially on bounces. Good outlet there. Shot off the top of the post. Does not go through. Good job by the keeper for Missouri Science and Technology of Rolla, Missouri. MST has not won since October 1st, 2017 here at Simon Rec, 14-7 against Truman State. Shot fired to the left side of the net and through for Missouri Science and Technology. Cat 4 in white gets the Miners on the board. The possession now for the Billikens. Only up a pair. Under a minute to play in our first quarter. There's a shot from the egg beater, saved there by Missouri Science and Technology. We got a good start here in St. Louis. Shot fired in there. Trying to see if it was a deflection or not. One official said one thing, the other said another. And we got ourselves a 2-meter corner in the St. Louis end for MST. That's going to be an exclusion on the Billikens. Player up for Missouri Science and Technology for 20 seconds. 31 seconds on the game clock in the first quarter. Side to 2. It's a wet pass to no man's land. They'll get it. And it'll be intercepted. Here's a possible breakaway coming for the Billikens. Billiken up. Or will it? That is the end of the first quarter. Got a very entertaining first quarter in the books. And after 7 minutes, the host St. Louis Billikens out in front 3-1 as we approach our second quarter of action. Stick around.
Cap 7 is a small company that started out of the back of our garages, and we were doing clinics and camps around the country. We pride ourselves as a company with Cap 7 and Turbo to sponsor as much and give back to the sport as much as we can. Last year we gave over $250,000 back to the sport, and all our products are built by water polo players and for water polo players.
You're watching the CWPA broadcast brought to you by Cap 7.
The CWPA YouTube channel, your #1 video source for everything water polo. Check out our Tip of the Week series, inside water movements, highlights, game of the week, and more. Visit www.youtube.com and search CWPA Water Polo. We have 2 games of the week from last week, one from MAWPC West Action and one from the Heartland Division, so make sure you go to youtube.com and search CWPA Water Polo. St. Louis and Dark going left to right. Missouri Science and Technology going left to right, actually St. Louis right to left. Missouri Science and Technology in white. I think the score is 3-1. Drop. And it'll be possession Billikens. And it'll stay there by MST. Miners looking to get within the goal, but puts it over. So it will be a goal throw for actually be the Miners. The Billikens. The Billikens actually switched keepers. That's off the post. 3-1. Billikens possession MST. With 6.5 minutes to go in our opening half. And that is a good goal there for Cap 4, and we're within 1 for Missouri S&T. Beautiful shot, by the way. St. Louis 3 in the first, none in the second so far. Missouri Science and Technology 1 in the first, 1 in the second. We're within 1. It's going to be an exclusion on the Miners. Player up for the Billikens. Now fired off the hands in the post. I think it was a ball under. Possession now for the Missouri S&T. Miners with a chance to tie. Can't there. Second effort is through. We're in a game of runs. Cap 17 scores, and after a 3-0 start by St. Louis. It's free unanswered for the Miners. St. Louis and dark free. Missouri Science and Technology of Rolla in white free in the Missouri Valley Division. About 5:20 to go in the half. Now from the top of the 5. Skip shot and through for the Billikens. Good job for Cap 18 for SLU. St. Louis back on top, 4-3 with 5:14 to go in the opening half. St. Louis 1-3 in the division. MST looking for its first win, 0-4. Winterwood A is 5-0. Winterwood B is 2-3. Wash U 3-2. Missouri is 2-3. McKendree is 3-1. We haven't seen the Bearcats yet. Whoa, wicked skip shot out of play. Goal throw for the Billikens of St. Louis. It's a laser into the back of the net for SLU. 5-3 Billikens. 4.5 minutes to play in the first half. It's a 2-0 St. Louis run. And that quickly ends on a wicked shot for, I believe, Cap 17 of MS&T. It's a 3-2 scoring run for the Miners with 4:23 to go in the first half. 5-4 team in the Dark Caps, St. Louis. Back and forth we seem to go. St. Louis, it's a wet pass. Intercepted by MS&T. The Miners have the possession for a chance to again tie it. Have been down by as many as 3. 1.1 on a 3-0 run to tie it. St. Louis then got 2 unanswered, so it's been a game of runs. And that is wide right. Goal throw for St. Louis University here at Simon Rec Center. 3:40 to go in the first half. Missouri Science and Technology keeping close with St. Louis. Before this game, there had been 56 combined goals by teams entering this game. That means on the day here at the pool, we've seen 65 go into the net. And was secured there by the St. Louis keeper. 3 minutes to go in the first half. St. Louis in dark holding up 1. 3 in the first, 2 in the second. There's a wet pass and intercepted by the Miners of Missouri Science and Technology. This is a good way to end the month of September with some water polo. And like a shot like that, it's a good thing you're tuning in because Cap 11 ties it up at 5 apiece for the Miners. 1 in the first, 4 in the second now for MS&T. 3 in the first, 2 in the second for St. Louis, and that's how we're knotted up at 5. With 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. This is a really good one we got. There are women in the pool, and in case you're wondering why, we do permit co-ed clubs during the CWPA fall club season. Now, Missouri Science and Technology, which at one point had trailed 3-0, has a chance to get its first lead of the game. But before that, timeout in the pool. It'll be a quick one. Will be thrown back in. This is the lone tournament we're bringing you on the CWPA network this weekend. We hope to bring you up to 3, circumstances permitting, next weekend. Skip shopping through, and there's the first lead for the Miners. Look at Cap 11 go. If it's good. I'm not so sure that actually counted. But that one does. At 19 of St. Louis. It's 6-5. Scratch off a goal. That was a no goal. So St. Louis back up. So the Miners still are not letting this one. Showing signs. With a wet pass. Trying to approach the 5 to the right side, and the Miners get it across. That is a good goal. For Cap 17. We might have 3 in this quarter. How about the Miners? 5 in this quarter after just 1 in the first 7 minutes. It's 6-6 with 1:15 to go. And not for long as a shot fired and in for Cap 17 of the host Billikens. St. Louis 3 in the first, 4 in the second. Missouri S&T 1 in the first, 5 and counting in the second. 1:10 to go now. Going left to right, Missouri Science and Technology. We'll have one more half of regulation after this, and then 4 more games on the CWPA network if the circumstances permit. Ben Baldridge will have the call for those final 4 games of the day. Now St. Louis with a long shot off the post. Now Missouri S&T of Rolla, Missouri with it. Under a minute to play in the first half. At this point, it's too soon to tell who's going to win. There will be a foul against the Miners here. The Billikens, the hosts, up a goal. Should led by as many as 3. Never trailed. Skip shot and into the back of the nylon. Cap 19 of the Billikens make this now St. Louis in dark 8. Missouri Science and Technology in white 6. Our final 19 seconds to go in quarter 2 and the first half. Since it was 5-5, it's been a 3-1 run for St. Louis. To the right side off the post, we'll see if St. Louis has one more shot. Here it is. And that will do it. After one half, the hosts St. Louis Billikens have the lead. It's St. Louis in dark 8, Missouri Science and Technology in white 6, MS&T had 5, so the Billikens. It's halftime on the CWPA network. Don't go away. Eight to 6, St. Louis and dark over Missouri Science and Technology in white as we enter our second half. Take a look at this week's Men's Collegiate Club Top 10. Lindenwood of the Missouri Valley. Currently number 3, Cal Poly, the team that defeated Lindenwood and ended its run at 3 straight seasons as national club champ last year, is number 2. San Diego State, the defending champ of the National Collegiate Club Championship, is number 1. In this third quarter, St. Louis in dark going left to right, Missouri Science and Technology in white, right to left. The CWPA has a new social media account focused on our club membership. Follow us today at CWPA Clubs for all league news, schedule updates, and streaming information. That's at CWPA Clubs, the new Twitter account focused on the CWPA Club Water Polo. This game is far from over. Our first two games had a lot of scoring. This one might be closer. Keep in mind St. Louis defeated the Miners 12-6 back on September 8th in division play. St. Louis 1-3, MS&T 0-4. The Miners had 2 wins last season against 9 losses. St. Louis last year of course. St. Louis last year had a game in which it lost 22-21 against Truman State. So St. Louis left to right in dark. Missouri Science and Technology right to left in white. This game is not over by any means. And St. Louis looking to defend its home pool right now with the ball going left to right, heading into the minor end. It's a wet pass there, and it is taken away by Missouri S&T. Keeper 1A can't get that, and it's now a 1-goal lead yet again. Cap 17. And White connects for another score, maybe at least his 4th. It's now St. Louis in dark 8, Missouri S&T in white 7. And St. Louis keeper did not play in the second quarter. He did in the first. Since this is Club Water Polo, it's nice to give everyone different opportunities throughout the games. Block down for St. Louis. And it will be a foul against the Billikens, and the Miners have a chance to tie it. And they do! Boy, look at this Cap 17. Sorry I cannot identify him. Looks like he wants to get into the conversation for Missouri Valley Player of the Week. 42 seconds into the third quarter. It's a 2-0 run for MS&T, and the Miners still looking for its first lead. St. Louis has never trailed. Oh, good save by the minor keeper of MS&T. And that's Simon Rexon. And there are 2-minute breaks between quarters, and I think a 3-minute halftime that we had this experience. The Billiken keeper had been waiting, but he doesn't have to wait because it's stolen by the Billikens. Looking to get their first goal of half number 2. Then the 5 to the left side, and in Cap 6 in dark puts the Billikens back on top. 9-8 SLU. Sorry for any people obstructing here. But it's nice to see. We got a good crowd. That's Simon Rep. Now Missouri Science and Technology going to orchestrate another goal-scoring sequence, but can't hear as that is confiscated by the Billikens. Going left to right and dark. Ordinary foul there. Oh, good feed to the left side, and that is the 10th for the Billikens. That's now a 2-0 run for St. Louis. So in the first 45 seconds of the quarter, the Miners got 2. Now things have changed as we're under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. 2 goals apiece in quarter number 3. The Miners get that one picked off. Not a good sequence after tying it up. Fans here not pleased with that call. I think MST recognized it. Ball goes back to St. Louis. And Missouri Science and Technology at 6:45 p.m. Central, scheduled to take on Lindenwood A. St. Louis scheduled to get back in the pool 7:45 p.m. Central against McKendree. McKendree did not participate in this division last year. McKendree also has a varsity program. Over the net should be a goal throw for the Miners. By the way, we're actually not that far away from already thinking towards Collegiate Club Championships. In fact, we're about a month away from the Division III Club Championships, scheduled to take place at a Colonial Division school. National Collegiate Club Championship scheduled, I believe, the second weekend in November. I believe at the University of Arizona, if the circumstances permit. Those should be fun weekends. That's off the post. MST trying to go after it. And well, Washington University in St. Louis, which participates in the Missouri Valley Division, is the 4-time defending Division III Collegiate Club champ. Currently number 1 in the Division III rankings. However, a 17-11 loss to Lindenwood B could put UC Santa Cruz and McAllister at the top not too long from now, depending on the results this weekend. Now there's in transition, and that is fended out of play. 10-8 is the score. Favor of St. Louis in dark. About 2:45 to go in the quarter. 10-8 is believed to be the score. And here's a transition. Wow, look at that save by Missouri S&T. The Miners just need to capitalize. Miners' last game was a 5-0 forfeit loss to Lindenwood B on September 9th. Thick and thin, through and through. St. Louis up by 3. Half 14 in dark. It's the Billikens at their third of the quarter. It's a 3-2 scoring run now in this third quarter. 11-8 with 2:19 left in the quarter. Quarter number 3. And the Miners need to pick up the tempo. It will belong still with the Miners. Not anymore. Goal throw for St. Louis. And we're sorry we do not have the rosters in front of us for this one. Near the hole, fire to the left side. Booyah! Largest lead now at 4. Cap 17 for the Billikens. Has a handful. And I'm Scott Samuel David Weiss. Shaq Shanks is our camera operator. This has been a good one. Right now, St. Louis looking to pull away. It's a 4-0 Billiken run. Started the game off with a 3-0 run. And then what started in the first and ended into the second quarter was a 3-0 run for MS&T to tie it up at 3. It was 8-6 Billikens at halftime. Oh, good outlet there for SLU. One-handed save, the right hand by the Miners. But this is where you gotta get it, and you gotta go. After this weekend, the next in a few weeks from now, this division will have its championship tournament. Lindenwood A expected to be the favorite. It's now to the center of the pool, and it's going to be an exclusion, I believe, on SLU. Timeout. Missouri Science and Technology. Got about 35 seconds to go in the quarter. It's St. Louis 12, Missouri S&T 8. The CWPA has heard your feedback regarding hotels and has partnered with a new travel agency called Corporate Travel Planners. Members will now be able to book hotels easier as well as make airline and car reservations at the best rates using a navigation-friendly website. We also have our own full-service account manager to assist with any questions. The service is available to friends and family traveling to see you play. For more information, go to CWPA website and click on membership and then hotel and travel information. Keep checking back each week as hotels will be added for the month as we kick our partnership with CTP. And through next few weeks, if you're interested in going to any of the CWPA tournaments, that will be a nice tool to utilize. So Missouri Science and Technology, and 30 seconds left here in the third quarter. Nice for the Miners to get within 3. 3 is manageable. With a wet pass to the corner, not too far. Still in the power play. And the power play is no good, if there is one. And now in transition! Bang bang! How about that Cap 17? It is the 5th goal of this quarter for the Billikens. It's now 13-8, largest lead at 5. From about 6 seconds left in the quarter. 5-0 run. That's how it's going to end. It was a 5-2 scoring run for St. Louis. It was 8-6 at halftime. MS&T started the first 45 seconds with 2 unanswered to make it 8-all, but now 5 unanswered by the Billikens make the St. Louis and Dart 13. Missouri Science and Technology in white 8 as we enter our final regulation period. Don't go away.
The Cap 7 rebounder is perfect for poolside or in-pool workouts. It bounces the ball right back to you. It's great for working on passing or just for accuracy training. Take it out of the pool too. You can have a catch, whether it be baseball or softball. Get up close with a tennis ball for hand-eye coordination. Or hit the hardwood and work on your dribbling and passing for basketball. Or even footwork drills for soccer. Setup is simple. First, take the rebounder out of the box and lay it flat on the surface with the net facing down. Pull the stand up and place the single bar in the allotted spot. Then, slide the peg on the bottom and place the pin up top.
Cap 7 is the premier water polo provider specializing in all of your water polo needs. Visit cap7.com to find the gear you need to take your game to the next level. Cap 7 is a proud sponsor of the CWPA network and is now providing free regular season remote broadcasts like one you are enjoying now in their initiative to help grow the sport. So in the fourth quarter now, St. Louis 13, Missouri Science and Technology 8. It's a 5-0 Billiken run. Missouri S&T in white going left to right. St. Louis the dark, right to left. It's the largest run by any team, 5, and also the largest lead. The Miners have not led. This is better than the 12-6 Billikens win over the Miners to be back in the beginning of the division slate this month. The Billikens get it going right to left. Inside the 2. Outside the Miner 5. Now the Miners will confiscate it. And there's a key moment in the first 30 seconds of final regulation period. Miners want to come back. We'll have to capitalize. Egg beater motion. Thinking about launching from distance. From long range. Hello! And that's how you answer the call. Cap 15 ends the 5-goal drought. And it's now St. Louis in dark 13. Missouri S&T in white 9. 6:05 to go in regulation. Ordinary foul in the hole. That's going to go the other way. It's a crucial call with 6 minutes to go. And now we'll fire off the post. Second effort is not there. It is. Good. Steal there and couldn't get the deal. However, it'll be a 2-meter corner for the Miners since it was deflected by the St. Louis keeper, which is again switched net Miners. Missouri Science and Technology not out of it. 5.5 minutes to go in regulation. See if we're going to get another from long range. And there's another one from long range. Cap 18 in white. Makes this a 3-goal game. Another 2-0 Miner 1. St. Louis in dark 13. Missouri Science and Technology in white 10 with 5:27 to go. This game is not over yet. And ourselves one that can go down in the nitty gritty. Now the after exchange. And St. Louis is the last school to defeat Lindenwood in a non-forfeited division game. It was back in 2011. So, you never know with St. Louis. And that's going to go to Missouri Science and Technology. If the Miners get a goal here, the Billikens have a timeout. Might be a good time to use one. Miners, 1 in the first, 5 in the second, 2 in the third, 2 and counting in the fourth, and that's a save by the Billikens. St. Louis, 3 in the first, 5 in the second, 5 in the third, none so far in the fourth. We are under 5 minutes to play. From long range, and wow, look at that! That is how you get it done, Cap 6 in dark. Huge goal for the Billikens, 14-10 St. Louis in dark. Over the Miners of Missouri Science and Technology of Rolla, Missouri. Will remain with the Miners. Well, that is intercepted by the Billikens. Miners are on a 7-game division losing streak. Now, looks like we're heading back to the St. Louis end, and here we go. Looks like Cap 11 might have gotten it in white. 14-11 with 4:17 to go. It's a 3-1 scoring run this quarter for MS&T. And that will be a foul against the Billikens. Look at this action. Oh, but it is shanked left. However, it was deflected by the keeper. So 2-meter corner. That explains why it was shanked. The shot clock resets. Now dribbling. There's a wet pass to the center of the pool. They can shoot from here if they want. Now close to the hole. Fire. Deflected out yet again. Another corner for the Miners. Billikens like the defensive plays though. The faithful here. This is Club Water Polo. Gotta love it. To the left side, and we got a 2-goal game. Cap 11 from long range yet again. A 4-1 scoring run for the Miners. 1 in the first, 5 in the second, 2 in the third, 4 and counting now for MS&T. There's still plenty of time. Shot fired. And there's another save. And 3 minutes and change now. This could become a 1-goal game. And it's a foul on Missouri S&T. Billikens trying to catch up. There's a great pick. Now, there's the shot. Oh, bounced out of play. Rushed it a bit. Now the Miners have a chance to get within 1. But the throw was to St. Louis. Not where it was intended. Billikens back with it. Oh, good pouncer by Cap 17. It's 15-12. Still a 4-2 run by Missouri S&T with 3 minutes to go. And ends a little bit of a run. Two minutes and change. So S&T needs to get one probably on this possession. Can't hear. If the Billikens win, St. Louis will improve to 2-3. While Missouri S&T will drop to 0-5 and will have its losing streak go from 7 to 8. It will be a 5-meter, I think. 5-meter free throw for the Billikens, and this could put it away. Unless you're winning with A. Then one here might be too much to overcome. This to most likely put it away, and it looks good. And it is good. Cap 17 puts the Billikens ahead by 4. And St. Louis now with 2 minutes to go. Looks to be in good shape. Now, it is possible to score 4 goals in 2 minutes. If you're winning with A, you could score probably 6 in 2 minutes. Now here's the opportunity. This one's not over yet. It's a 3-goal game. Cap 3 and white. Makes it now 16-13 St. Louis in dark. This is the third consecutive game. There have been at least 28 goals. The first Wash U against Lindenwood B had 28. The last game had 28. When Lindenwood A defeated Missouri 26-2. This one has 29. That is 85 goals in our games today. Minute and a half approaching. There is still enough time to come back. Oh, look at the steal, and here's the deal. St. Louis caught the Miners napping. And Cap 17 wants to get into the Missouri Valley Player of the Week conversation. That is how you win games. Now the shot there is saved, and at this juncture, St. Louis might have done just enough to come and fend off the Miners of Missouri S&T. Now, you could get 4 goals in a minute and 10, yes. But you can't take too much time. If this result stays this way, St. Louis will go to 2-3. Missouri S&T will see its losing streak go to 8 games and drop to 0-5 on the season. Next game up, scheduled to begin after 4:45 p.m. Central between McKendree and Lindenwood B. Ben Baldridge is scheduled to call the final 4 games here. And we're glad you have joined us for the first 3. Now, Missouri S&T is holding quite a while. Shot clock about to expire. Actually, that was St. Louis holding. That was a very smart play. And this is the final possession, perhaps, of the game. 30 goals combined. St. Louis is used to giving up a lot of goals the past few years, but also not shy about scoring 17. Good one we got here, and that's a good save, and that will do it. And that will do it here, ladies and gentlemen. Final score from Simon Rec Center at St. Louis University. There were 9 goals in the 4th quarter. It was a 5-4 scoring one for the MS&T Miners, but it wasn't enough as St. Louis in dark defeats Missouri Science and Technology in white 17-3.